How much are the user fees going to increase this year? Yeah, every year we have in August, usually around the first week or sometimes even the first couple of days of August, we have the FDA post what the new user fees will be for the next fiscal year. If you weren't aware, the FDA has a fiscal year that begins on October 1st and ends September 30th. So when you get your FDA fees, you're paying them October 1st for the next fiscal year if you're registering your product. And if you're doing a device submission, you would be paying it when you submit that device. But how much the fee is depends on when it is in the year. So if you submit in September, it's fiscal year 2022. If you're submitting in October, it's going to be fiscal year 2023, at least right now. So how much will the fees increase? Because they always increase based on inflation or decrease on rare occasions when we have deflation, but it's more likely to go up than it is to go down. And once every 5 years, something special happens. The FDA renegotiates with industry what will be our new pricing. And whatever agreement gets negotiated between FDA and industry, then it has to be approved by Congress. So the House of Representatives and your senators all have to get together and say, yes, we agree with the pricing plan. They may make some last minute changes, but they usually accept whatever industry and the FDA has agreed on together. So when does this happen? Well, it's been going on since last year. It takes forever to negotiate this between industry and the FDA, and they both are trying to get concessions. The industry wants to have things approved faster, and they want them to cost less, and they want it to be easier to get the products through. The FDA wants things to be safer. They want to get money to fund them their budgets and their needs. They need to stay a step ahead of technology, not a step behind. And honestly, they just don't have the resources ever to get all the job done that they need to do. So there's this constant battle between industry and the FDA fighting over money. And us, the medical device manufacturers, are stuck in the middle with paying the bill. So most of the funding comes right from the manufacturers in their user fees, and they negotiate what that will be. And the drug piece is a very big piece of that. But the device piece is also a piece because there's so many new device submissions every year. Well, every 5 years they renegotiate this. We're now to what they call MDUFA V. So this is the fifth agreement that's 5 years long. So for 20 years we've been doing this. So this is not new. This is a fairly well planned activity. We have certain industry partners that are representing the industry's needs and desires. And so you vote those people and you decide who's going to be negotiating on your behalf. And the FDA is negotiating on their behalf, the leadership of the FDA, and they come up with an agreement. Well, March 5th or 15th, somewhere in there, beginning of March, they came up with an agreement. It was submitted, it was pushed through the House of Representatives. So we're expecting very early August, this is going to be released. This is the new pricing. And usually they accept what is recommended by the committees that did the negotiation. Well, here's the final. You're waiting for the punchline. Here it is. 50% increase is what I'm expecting to see in the user fees for a 510K. And they haven't said specifically for de novo, but usually you'd expect the same thing for de novo. 50% increase is what we're expecting for a 510K submission. 50, not 15. Oh, so you still have small business status that we're expecting, but you have to apply for small business status every year. So those companies say, oh, I didn't know this expired. Yeah, it does. And you have to apply every year, and it expires on September 30th. So you can apply as early as August 1st. So August 1st, you should have your application filled out. You should have your tax return attached, submit it to the FDA, get your small business status. They'll notify you in 60 days as of October 1st, and you'll be set up for the next fiscal year. You should do that every single year, or that 50% increase is on the standard fee. So if we're talking about a 510K, which is most of the submissions, The small business fee is, I'm expecting $4,781 and $19,125. And I'll put links below and a little bit of explanation in the video. If you know more, know something I don't know, you were actually in the committee, you've done this before, and you know exactly what the number is, please correct me. I'm not saying I'm absolutely right. I usually wait till August, but I've read through all the things and I've done the calculations, and I think these are right. I was expecting a big increase. I wasn't expecting 50%, but I think that's what we're dealing with. For the establishment user fee, which is for your registration, you only register once per year. So no matter how many products you have, one registration. There is no small business discount for it. That is looking like it's going to be a 10% increase. So probably more than you were expecting, but less than I was expecting. $6,250 for that. So along with this, what is this money going to be used for? They're going to use it to hire 114 more people and train them to try to keep up with the number of submissions and try to get them done on time. And they have goals and objectives that they're measured against to see if they hit those goals. So MDUFA, MDUFA 5, the Roman numeral symbol. If you type that into the Google browser, you will be able to find the FDA webpage that's dedicated to updates about MDUFA 5. And you can go down the list, and they have a March 15th meeting minutes, and it lists your industry representatives. So if you're not happy with the deal, you know who to complain to. Not me, the person that was in the committee deciding this. And FDA's representatives are there, and it lists all the meeting points, and it gives you what the base fees were. They're increasing the percentage from, I think it was 3.4% of the base to 4.5% of the base. And that's how I came up with the $19,125 for the user fee. And usually 75% of that is discounted for small businesses. So makes our small business fee $4,781. Both of those would be a 50% increase over what we're having. I've spoken with my favorite third-party reviewer, and she wasn't. She was like, "It's about time that they increased their fees," but she was surprised also that the amount of the increase is a lot. When your gas prices go from $3 a gallon to $5 a gallon, it's going to affect these numbers. When the FDA has COVID and they're working around the clock and they're still not able to keep up and they can't even do a pre-sub meeting, prices are going to go up. So we need this money to get the FDA process to work smoothly. And we need them to adopt technology and automate things. And I'm really happy about things we're seeing with eStar. I'm really happy about the new portal that's been announced. And it was only unofficially announced to people that already have the software. I'm one of them, lucky me. So we're going to see a lot of big improvements in the 510K process over the next year here. And one of those is going to be 114 new people. So this is where your money's going. But if you were budgeting based on the old numbers, you just increased your budget by 50%. Now, is that going to change your decision to go to the market? No, it's still a zero less than going to Europe. It's probably 6 months faster than going to Europe. And you got to think about this in the context of what other things you're spending money on. The FDA fees is not the expensive part. So that if you're a small business and $4,781 is going to make or break your project, you shouldn't be making a medical device because your testing is going to cost you a zero more than that. Your testing might cost you over $100,000. If you have to do clinical studies, you might be doing hundreds of thousands or even $1 million+ dollars. So the expensive part is not our fee. The expensive part is not the FDA's fee. The expensive part is all the testing for verification and validation. And that's what companies need to know. And that's also what the time consuming part is. I can put my team together and we can crank out a 510K in a couple of days, but you're not going to get all your testing done in a couple of days. Some of those are going to take 12 weeks. So your timeline is going to get better with the FDA. Reliability and predictability will get better. Their systems are getting better. Their number of people will get better. Hopefully their training will get better, but their prices are going up 50%. And if I'm wrong, somebody's in the know and you can give me some references and this is why, I'll be happy to correct it and record a new video and let people know. But we can also just wait till August and find out the hard way. But put this in your budget for this year. And if you are on the fence of whether you're going to get this done by September 30th and get into the FDA, put the pedal to the metal now, or you will be paying 50% more. And don't forget, stay tuned to our website. We'll be putting out a new blog, and we'll be putting out a new video about small business status for August 1st. So pay attention to that, and we'll be giving you the final breakdown of here's what it is for everything, just like we did on MDUFA 4 back in 2017. Thank you, everybody, and have a great day.